Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Nehemiah, the 7th chapter, and dealing with where we are so far. Right, we read in the 6th chapter how it was you had Tobiah, Sanballat, trying to lure Nehemiah right into a position to where they could harm him, or frame him, and whatnot. But the Spirit was on him to be wise enough, right, to avoid falling into their trap, even though they had set up even certain men within Israel to try and sway him one way or another. So here we are in the book of Nehemiah chapter 7. As you can see, it says census of first returned exiles. And a good portion of this is like a part of the record, right, of those that came back from the captivity. And that's one thing that was also very prevalent as part of our custom, right, which was identifying who everybody was, because you had certain individuals that had certain roles to play. If you were a Levite, right, depending on what your family line was, you need to prove that, right? We need the records before you could be allowed to execute any ordinances of the priest, right? So this is the book of Nehemiah chapter 7 verse 1. Now it came to pass when the wall was built and I had set up the doors and the porters, right, the gatekeepers and the singers and the Levites were appointed. So now at this point we have the temple, right? It's been rebuilt. The walls have now been rebuilt, so now the city is secure. And the doors and everything have been set up. The different offices have now been put back and restored. Verse 2, that I gave my brother Hanani and Hananiah, the ruler of the palace, charge over Jerusalem. So Nehemiah's brother as well as Hananiah now had jurisdiction here, right? For he was a faithful man and feared God above many. And I said unto them, let not the gates of Jerusalem be opened until the sun be hot. And while they stand by, let them shut the doors and bar them, and appoint watches for the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So don't open the gates until, the sun be hot is pretty much like noon, right? Or the afternoon. And as it says here, and so appoint watches of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, every one in his watch, and every one to be over against his house. And watches are like, when you have people keeping watch in different watches, right? You have like the main four watches, right? The first watch, second, third, fourth, and the first, I believe, is from 6 a.m. to in our time today, right? 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Then you have 9 to 12, 12 to 3, 3 back to 6, right? But in any case, the reason he was giving them this charge is because they had to be very wise and careful at this time, being that, our adversaries at this time were still out there and they weren't looking to do good to us. Verse 4, now the city was large and great, but the people were few therein, and the houses were not builded. Because remember that the city, it wasn't, so the temple was within the city, right? And the walls are surrounding the city. So when the Babylonians came in there, when they laid siege, right, and they cut off anything from coming out of the city and anything from going in the city, over time, you had Israelites started starving and so on. And then they were able to have the leverage to break through the walls, right? So to break down the walls and destroy the city, including the temple. So it's not like they just left the all the houses and cities and everything intact and then just only targeted the temple. Okay. So when you visualize what was happening here, when they went back, when Israel went back to do the rebuilding, they had to prioritize things like the temple, which is the main reason that the Lord allowed us to go back And that's also why the Lord raised up the prophets, Haggai and Zechariah during that time, right? During Darius's reign, to prophesy onto Israel. And when you read in the book of Haggai, you'll notice there are certain parts where he rebukes them, right? Because he's saying, here it is, the Lord's house, the temple is left over there, and you guys are building your own houses. Well, why did they have to build up their own houses? Because during the siege, the Babylonians plus the Edomites, right? They destroyed, broke down houses, burnt down buildings, and all of that. So once the things that were of priority were done, we rebuilt the temple, right? And then now at this time, by the hands of Nehemiah and those that partook, the walls were rebuilt. You still had some of the houses and stuff that weren't built yet. Okay, and that's why here as you're reading, it says, and the houses were not builded. Verse 5, and my God put it into my mind, or put into my heart, to gather together the nobles and the rulers and the people, that they might be reckoned by genealogy. And keep in mind, this is a great work, right? And that's why it took so long. But this is a great work to build up those walls like that. So as it says here, that they might be reckoned by genealogy. So they wanted to check the records, and mark everybody down. Okay, who is who, whose line do you come from, and so on. And I found a register of the genealogy of them that came up at the first, and found written therein. And those that came up at the first were those that the first exiles to return. And when we read in the book of Ezra, there was also a record in there. So verse 6, now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity. And when it says the captivity, it's mainly talking about Babylon, because that's where we were taken captive and we were sent over there. Of those that had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away, and came again to Jerusalem and to Judah, every one unto his city. And keep in mind, it wasn't every Israelite that came back, because some of them actually, started to do pretty well in Babylon, had a house, maybe a family and whatnot, and they just decided to stay there. But some decided to come back. Verse 7, it says, and came again to Jerusalem and to Judah, every one unto his city, who came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua, Nehemiah, Azariah, Raamiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mispereth, Bigvai, Nahum, Baanah. The number, I say, of the men of the people of Israel was this: the children of Parosh, 2,172. The children of Shephatiah, 372. The children of Ara, 652. And there's that name Ara again. Now, I believe this might be the same one who was mentioned in the 6th chapter as, I think, either being the father-in-law, right, or somewhere along the lines. This guy Tobiah married one of the descendants of Ara, which is why a lot of people were kissing up to him and so on. Verse 11, the children of Pahath Moab, of the children of Jeshua and Joab, 2,818. The children of Elam, 1,254. The children of Zatu, 845. The children of Zakkai, 703 score, which a score is 20, 3 score being 60. All right, so 760. The children of Banui, 648. The children of Bebai, 628. The children of Asgad, 2,320 or 322. The children of Adonikam, 603 score and 7. The children of Bigvai, 2,003 score and 7. The children of Adin, 650 and 5. The children of Ater of Hezekiah, 90 and 8. The children of Hashum, 328. The children of Bezai, 324. The children of Hariph, 112. The children of Gibeon, 90. The men of Bethlehem and Netophah, 180. So that's 188. The men of Anathoth, 128. The men of Bethaz Maveth, 40. The men of Kirjath Jearim, Chephirah, and Beeroth, 743. The men of Ramah and Geba, 621. The men of Michmas, 122. The men of Bethel and Ai, 123. The men of the other Nebo, 50. The children of the other Elam, 1,254. The children of Harim, 320. The children of Jericho, 345. The children of Lud, Hadid, and Ono, 721. The children of Senaa, 3,930. The priests, the children of Jedaiah, of the house of Jeshua, 973. The children of Immer, 1,052. The children of Pashur, 1,247. The children of Harim, 1,017. The Levites, the children of Jeshua, of Kadmiel, and of the children of Hodavah, 74. The singers, the children of Asaph, 148. The porters, the children of Shallum, the children of Ater, the children of Talmon, the children of Akub, the children of Hatita, the children of Shobai, 138. The Nethinims, the children of Ziha, the children of Hashupha, the children of Tabaoth, the children of Keros, the children of Sia, the children of Padon, the children of Lebanah, the children of Hagabah, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hanan, the children of Giddel, the children of Gahar, the children of Reaiah, the children of Rezin, the children of Nekoda, the children of Gazam, the children of Uzzah, the children of Paseah, the children of Besai, the children of Meonim, the children of Nephishasim, the children of Bakbuk, the children of Hakupah, the children of Harhor, the children of Bazlith, the children of Mehidah, the children of Harsha, the children of Barkos, the children of Sisera, the children of Tamah, the children of Neziah, the children of Hatipha, the children of Solomon's servants, the children of Sotai, the children of Sophereth, the children of Perida, the children of Jaalah, the children of Darkon, the children of Giddel, the children of Shephatiah, the children of Hatil, the children of Pochereth, of Zebaim, the children of Ammon. All the Nethinims and the children of Solomon's servants were 392. And these were they which went up also from Telmelah, Tel-Hareshah, Cherub, Adon, and Immer. But they could not shew their father's house, nor their seed, whether they were of Israel. So they couldn't prove, right, their lineage, their records to say, okay, I'm a descendant of such and such. And so because of that, as we're about to read, the children of Delaiah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nekoda, 642. And of the priests, the children of Habaiah, the children of Koz, the children of Barzillai, which took one of the daughters of Barzillai the Gileadites to wife, and was called after their name. These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but it was not found. Therefore were they, as polluted, put from the priesthood. See, so they had to treat them as though, quote unquote, they were polluted, because what that means is somebody that's polluted, right? Somebody that's not a priest, for example, can't do certain things that the priest can do, right? Even though you may say, okay, yeah, you're a Levite, you're a priest, but if we can't find your the record of your genealogy here, then we can't prove it. So then we can't allow you to execute any of the, the Levitical rites, rites. And the Tirshatha said unto them that they should not eat of the most holy things, till there stood up a priest with the Urim and the Thummim. And why is that? Because number one, that priest who would have the Urim and the Thummim, right, which I believe it's a light and perfection. Let's see if I got that. But Urim goes into the word awar, or awarium, which is lights. Let's take a look here. Right, we have awarium, lights, stones kept in a pouch in the high priest's breastplate, used in determining God's decision in certain questions and issues. So this would be, let's say, like a more advanced level of casting a lot, right? Because casting a lot is also one way to tell what it is the Most High wants, right? You ask a question or whatnot, and you set the rules of the lot, and then see where it lands, and that'll be the Lord's decision. Yeah, Thamayam, as they have here, perfection. Stones provided for the means of achieving a sacred lot. So with the Urim and the Thummim together, they were used to answer certain questions, and you would then ask, right? And this was believed to be the response of the Most High. Now there are different different explanations, right? You can find different readings and so on about how these actually worked, okay, about them lighting up, or whatever the case is. The Most High used the priest, right, and the Urim and the Thummim to communicate. So you would say, okay, is such and such from the line or X, Y, and Z, or such and such able to execute the rights of a priest? And then based on the response, right, then you would be able to tell, okay, the Most High says yes, the Most High says no. And the high priest at this point, right, would know how to read or interpret whatever the stones would say, right? So this was a means of communication, right, that we had with the Lord back then, back in the ancient world. Verse 66. So and that's why the Tirshatha said that they should wait. They shouldn't, better safe than sorry, and wait until they can confirm whether it's okay or not, or at least what they should do. Verse 66. The whole congregation together was 40,002,303 score, beside their men servants and their maid servants, of whom there were 7,337, and they had 245 singing men and singing women, and beside meaning not including. Verse 68. Their horses 736. Their mules 245, their camels 435, 6,720 asses. Damn. And some of the chief of the fathers gave unto the work. The Tirshatha gave to the treasury or to the treasure 1,000 drums of gold, 50 basins, 530 priests' garments. So they were contributing, right, to this. And let me look up this. So it says here, governor, a title used by the Persian governor in Judea. Nehemiah used this title. All right, so there you go. And that's why you could sort of tell this was a title, right? Because it keeps saying the Tirshatha, right? Because then it's not a name. It's like saying the pharaoh or the emperor or the president. So anyway, we know now this is the governor, and they contributed this amount, 50 basins, 530 priests' garments. And some of the chief of the fathers gave to the treasure of the work 20,000 drums of gold and 2,200 pounds of silver, which is a lot of contributions there. And let's look at this measurement for drums. It says here darik, drachma, drum, unit of measure, a gold coin current in Palestine in the period after the return from Babylon. They have this at about 8.32 grams of gold, worth about $120, and 128 grains of silver, worth about $2.40. And these are probably best estimates, right? It says here, and that which the rest of the people gave was 20,000 drums of gold, and 2,000 pound of silver, and 67 priests' garments. So the priests and the Levites and the porters and the singers and some of the people and the Nethinims and all Israel dwelt in their cities. And when the 7th month came, the children of Israel were in their cities. And that brings us to the end of the book of Nehemiah, the 7th chapter. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.